Hello everyone! This is Link here with another stream of Monster Train. This time it's gonna be a bit special, a bit more unusual than normally. I'm participating in a Monster Train tournament. Currently in the lobby waiting for the challenge seed to be made available, and then in just a moment we are gonna be hopping into a community challenge, doing a run, competing for the top scores. The tournament will go over 3 rounds. There will be a quarterfinals, semifinals and finals. Yeah, looks like we're exactly 10 players. No, we're actually 11 players, so only one person will not advance to the semifinals because top 10 will be playing the semifinals, top 5 will be playing the finals. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. If we just go purely on qualifier scores, I am in a pretty good spot. But there will also be a time limit of 45 minutes per round, which was not the case in the qualifiers. So yeah, we'll see about that. Hey RS Jackson, no, I haven't seen that. A 150 win streak? On what Covenant level was that? That's pretty impressive. And hi Chris, welcome, glad to see you all rooting for me. Covenant 25 random. Wow. That's very impressive. So yeah, now we're just waiting for the tournament to start. Should be just a couple of minutes. Yeah, I figured that was probably the case. RS Jackson. Well, I don't intend to hold anything back, so they will have to face the full might of Link and Luna. But there are a few very good players in this tournament, so it's gonna be challenging. So, looks like the quarterfinals are officially live. We have Stygian Guard, Melting Remnant for this run. Let's see what we have. There's Offering Token, Hello Drippings, Guardian's Amulet. We're up against Seraph, Scorchfell is a thing, and Talos with armor. Waxor Snuff for check strips. I think I want to go with check strips here. Let's look at the options. Frostbite is always a good call. If we have a way of dealing with backliners and we have check strips, it's probably our best bet. Remember, this is not as quick as Hell Rush. We have more time than we would have in a Hell Rush, but it's still timed. And we are competing for score. This first challenge, this first trial is a bit of a pain. We can't play Tethys on the bottom floor. Unless we play everything here. We will probably have a Frozen Lands ready. This is a stupid idea. I shouldn't be doing this. We can restart battles. It just costs some time, obviously. We're setting up second floor. Bottom floor is not really gonna be defensible. Two enemies will survive to the next floor, so let's greet them with a warm welcome. Warm in this case being the candles. Let's use some sap to make it past this wave. Okay. We kill 3, the last 2 will make it to the pyre. We can prevent that. Don't want that Crane Steward. We can kill one of them. I think it's okay to take... No, let's kill one of them. We have the... Yeah, that should be fine. Let's discard the Guardian's Amulet, and there we go. That's all we need for this fight. Took 2 damage, only got a 2-turn boss rush, but looks like we're ahead of at least those players that made it through the first fight. Energy Siphon, Mollusk Mage, Helical. I'm gonna take a Helical. It's gonna help deal with some early waves. Whiplash Draft, Melting Remnant. Whiplash, probably not that exciting. We do have Hello Drippings. We don't have any Reform for the draft though, so unless we get them in the same hand, that's not gonna be our strategy. Fatal Melting could help with backliners when Jackstrap isn't enough anymore. That might be the case eventually, but really I don't think any of these is worth my time. We have a Lodestone Totem here. That is really, really good. I'm gonna pick it up. Looks like we wanna go for spell upgrades, especially on Helical. But Stitching Unit would also be nice. Unit upgrades are not that critical, but we don't have a ton of gold, and we can go for a spell upgrade here. We could also go for a dupe instead if we get some spell upgrades on this floor. Something like Hold Over an Offering Token, maybe double stack Guardian's Amulet and dupe it. We can't even afford that. It's way too expensive. No, I kind of want the Stitching Unit now and possibly upgrade it before Fell. It's gonna be a big deal. Runestone would be good. Here we have our backline clearing. Like it. Let's also put a Runestone on you. I'm considering just putting extra attack on the Lodestone, but it doesn't really do a whole lot. So I think I'm just gonna skip further upgrades, save my money, go for the spell upgrade next floor. I like the idea of that. Non-boss enemy units enter with spikes 3. That would be a problem. But we have only weak units. And we have Tethys. The main problem here is if we want to get a bottom floor kill, that's not gonna work out. It's just not gonna. But that goes for the other players too, so we just set up on the top. As much as I would like to play the Lodestone Totem, we just can't afford to. Let's gain some armor, because these guys will all die to check strips anyway. Do I play a Train Steward here? There's still the Lodestone in the deck, so I don't really want to, if I can avoid it. Or rather, I'm gonna go for 2 Dregs now, because it's too late for the Lodestone. We can't play and trigger it in a meaningful way at all. So yeah, we could have triggered it twice here, which is honestly more than expected already. Helical and Preserve. Is Preserve something we want in this deck? I think so. There are a few options. Guardian's Amulet and Lodestone Totem are the most important ones. I'm gonna take a Preserve here. Dripfall and Molded. I don't think we want a Purifying Cleanse at all, but the Dripfall has some compelling options. We could be Dripfalling further totems onto our floor. And these and that way overstack on incant triggers. We could go for a dupe here, but I really don't think that's worth it at the moment. Let's get some spell upgrades instead. Paraffin Thug. I think that's too cute. Could help us gain a little bit of gold and thus some score. Definitely don't want to consume remove these things. I think we go with some consuming Frozen Lancers. Dripfall wants to be 0 cost. Helical wants to be cost reduced as well, but I think Dripfall is going to be more important. 3 roll. Double stack the Guardian's Amulet. We're going to be discarding that a whole lot. If not, we're going to permafrost it. So it doesn't necessarily need a cost reduction, but it could help. I'm going to go for something different here though. Gonna make a big Helical. Cheap and strong. Let's sack some Pyre Health. Non-Ninian went for that too. Oh, improved Firebox. That helps us set up our Sap Totem if we draw it first. Yeah, Chris. It also helps me focus my thought, so it's... yeah, it's just something I got used to when playing Monster Train. Bottom floor is capacity reduced, but do we care? I don't think so. This gives us some Frostbite on her. Oh, it actually... no, never mind. We only had... well, it gave us some Frostbite. That's pretty much exactly what I said and what happened as well. It just wasn't a meaningful amount. We currently give Talos a kill and there is no way to prevent that. So I'm not even gonna try. Glad to get these units out of here. Our shark is looking not too healthy. I hope we have a lot of spells we can play this turn. Yeah, I think that qualifies as a lot of spells. We sap them down to 0. How about this guy? Do we just take the damage? That's only 1 hit. It's just 2 damage. I think we can take it. Could prevent another 2 by playing Preserve here, but honestly that's more important to hit Talos with that. Like this. We took 2 damage this fight, which I'm not 100% happy with. But that's okay. Whew. We are a Frostbite deck. This gives us the chance at an early kill. We are not up against Cleanse Seraph, most importantly. So yeah. that could give us the big score we're looking for. Is it draw? Is it energy? Draw helps us make more use out of the improved firebox on turn 1, and that matters. It's never capacity. If we want to overstack, we use our dripfall. I think we go with draw first. Energy maybe later. But I think we can fix our energy problem in large parts with some well-timed upgrades on our spells. Where is our option for a Merchant of Steel? If we skip this one, it's gonna be here with the removal, but we skip a relic and a Merchant of Magic, which is gonna be the only Merchant of Magic on the floor. But honestly, this right side is just too strong. Titan's Claw and Pyrestone Housing. I don't think we care that much about unit upgrades in this deck. Titan's Claw means if we ever permafrost the Orfrost or the Guardian's Amulet or the Lodestone, it's gonna be 0 cost next turn, and that makes it very nice to play. This is an Offering Monument. We need more Incant triggers, so we are gonna be removing the units first, starting with the Train Stewards. And I think we go with our Frostbite strategy. Even though Conduit would work decently well with this deck, I don't think we can give up Frostbite scaling for it. Enemy units enter with armor 15. I think we should be fine with that, even though it does put some pressure on us. Bottom floor is capacity reduced. Does that matter to us? Incant guy in the front is annoying. I do have to say that. I'm gonna try digging for my Dripfall here. Didn't work out, but that's okay. Should have put one of these up, but I wanted to protect my Lodestone. No more energy, but I do have the preserve, so we keep digging. It's the Guardian Amulet we want to keep. I forgot about the Collector. I think I'll restart. I think that's worth the like 30 seconds or so. This one to protect, this one to snipe. Let's see. I will kill this guy, but the backliner will survive. That's not really going to help us. So yeah, we stay with our plan. Permafrost this one. Some extra damage against that guy will be nice. Takes care of that. This guy will die to Frostbite. So what we need now is reduce damage on the bottom floor, which is no problem at all thanks to our Zap engine. We keep the Guardian's Amulet for the boss. It's gonna make a big difference. This guy's gonna die. The Clip Guardian is the main problem. think we just rip fall him back down again. Yeah, looking good.
Hey, Sowlink, how's it going? How are you feeling about the run so far?
Hi Nate! I think it's going pretty well. I feel like I have a working strategy already. That's always a nice thing.
Yeah, I saw. So you have the one sap totem, or do you have a double sap totem? I can't remember.
I have only
think just
one.
the one. You have just the one, and then going with a similar strat with the Titan Sentry. A lot of maybe spoiler. A lot of the players are going with this Titan Sentry, which makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah,
Especially
of
against
course.
Temperance.
That's what I would expect here after all.
Really like the combo with the permafrost becoming free. I think it's going to be extremely valuable. Yeah, exactly.
Titan's Claws. Yeah. I figured I had so many 3-cost spells in the deck, and here's another good one. Siren Song is also very tempting though. So I'm gonna use the Preserve and as kind of a targeted discard because, well, basically playing these offering spells for free. And that's gonna be a big savings in terms of energy.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it seems like a very solid build, and a lot of the other stuff is already 0 cost. So it could be really strong with that sap totem, getting a lot of 0 cost stuff out. Excited to see how it goes. And score-wise, you're looking really solid. So
yep.
Good luck with the rest of the run.
I like my chances here for now.
We will check on you a little bit later.
Okay. Do I take Vapor Funnel here? That could prove valuable in saving my health. But at this point I'm not really worried about saving health, I'm worried about getting boss kills. And there's Cuddlebeard. That's exactly what I wanted from this shop. Trap Shoot and Steel Pulley Claw. That's a good thing to have. Let's get Trap Shoots. We want more Descent. I'm also gonna buy removal on a Train Steward here, because I really want to get these out of the deck. I'm gonna save some money. Crystal Cloak. Mark of Innovation, obviously no problem with check strips. Crystal Cloak does require us to have a strong bottom line. Keeping our units healthy and stuff. And this time the bottom floor isn't capacity reduced, which I really appreciate. This guy getting a kill doesn't matter. He'll have 32 frostbite, so he's gonna take another about 60 damage. That's enough to kill him. As long as we don't feed him any more units. That's the easiest way to get this collector. And it's also a very good way. We're about to feed this guy another unit. He's gonna take 34 and 35 actually. Yeah, that's not a problem at all. Let's freeze this for boss rounds. Let's play these guys out so we get them out of the way. The overcharged tank is a bit of a problem because they will survive here. I'm just gonna bring them back down. That's the easiest way to deal with that unit. Next wave will be no problem at all. And here's the main difficulty of this fight. The Crystal Cloak. But as you can see, we are well prepared to deal with them. Zap is really not this guy's favorite. Yeah, easy Glacial Seal right there. Memories of the Melted. If we intend to keep our Drags in the deck, there could be something, but... yeah, not really. I think it might still be spell upgrades. Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. Let's make all those totems really easy to play. And then it's time to prepare for flying boss kills and hold over that Hoarfrost. I also like the holdover and preserve, and I'm a bit sad I can't do it. But I think we gotta optimize for score here, so. Oh yeah. Permafrost on the Guardian's Amulet already, so we just always have it available and free. That's just too good to ignore. I'm gonna make one of these Frozen Lands a 0 cost here. I'm gonna keep that one in the deck. I'm gonna keep most of them in the deck, honestly. There's Fel. Let's see if we can get a miracle flying kill here. It's not impossible. This Absolver is gonna be a pain. Now one Absolver is really obnoxious here. Do need both Frozen Lands to bust through here. Honestly, by now, I really wish I had done the That's fine. That's totally fine here. By now I really wish I had done the +10 attack on one of the totems. Sometimes I just need a little hit extra. This guy's gonna die, this guy's gonna die. That helps on the bottom floor. Okay. I think this fight is going well. Hey Puppets, welcome and thank you. Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. We don't have the discard here, so I need to draw. Which means I permafrost the Orfrost here. Yep, I'm gonna take some damage. Can't prevent that. Yeah, I was too busy here to really have a chance at a flying kill, sadly. Do we still need to deal with these guys? And I need some sap on this floor. That's gonna be huge right now. Again. Yeah, we have to take a hit from... No, actually, this guy's sapped and the backliner dies. That's fine, then. That is fine. Not a perfect fell fight, by no means a perfect fell fight, but... Ah, that was a mistake. Should have sent that guy down earlier. But I think it's good enough to stay in the game, for sure. Intent on Death, Devourer of Death, Ice Empire. And at this time it's just draw. We have our energy solved another way. We want the removals now. I would have taken Sweep here. Just as a way to apply some Frostbite to the boss. That's gonna be a bit more difficult this way. Consume removal? No, I don't think so. I need to speed up a little bit. But I think we're gonna be finishing in time. No problem. Call for a potential collector on the top. Wait, that's not enough. Quick restart. I need to cast another spell there. Okay, so we Glacial Seal here. We use Offering Token and Helical on this floor. Set up this final totem, descend, play this card out. That is fine. Now we just incant like the madman we are. Is everything dying here? Whoops. Should have brought you to the bottom earlier. That was a Little bit of a mistake. 44 frostbite, you're not dying either. You know what? You can have all the frostbite, then you can come down back to the bottom floor again. The descent capabilities of this deck are very important. Keep these guys managed. Can I send you again? Double your frostbite. It's not even enough. We need to zap you as well, so we don't take too much damage. That's a little bit unfortunate. Maybe I should be relying more on... Maybe I should be relying more on zap to deal with these waves instead of frostbite. And just stack mad zap on them. We take more of these. The setup will be a bit of an issue. I'm gonna go to the left. Let's see what's in this shop. Enemy units enter with frostbite 2. I don't think that makes a big difference at all. Icicle Fracture can help quite a bit. I want another Dripfall. These are not the upgrades I really want, but I will take the extra health for the Titan Sentry. And I upgrade each of these Glacial Seal with some damage. And move on to Seraph. So our main game plan once again revolves around the bottom floor. Let's bring down Seraph to the party. I wish I had a discard right now. Seraph should be on the bottom floor. We should be setting up this Lodestone Totem as well. That's what I was looking for, very nice. Let's freeze the Orfrost. Protect the Glacial Seal. And it's time. Start doubling the frostbite every turn. Do we still need some support on the bottom floor here? That's 484 frostbite on the Seraph, and we're gonna double that every turn, so this is only a matter of a few turns. We just need to keep our frontliner alive here on the bottom floor with enough sap. Let's put as much frostbite on everyone as possible before we double it up. I messed up. I'm not gonna be doubling it up. And I won't be next turn. No, I will be next turn. And this should be the win. As long as we don't mess up again. Now we get our flying Seraph kill. I could have done it a turn earlier if I didn't mess up, but this is just gonna be the top score anyway, so no need to really optimize this. Yeah, and we had 8 minutes to spare, so everything's going.
Hey, Saling, so we just
smoothly
caught
here.
that flying kill. I think that might have just put you into first place.
Yeah, I thought so. I haven't seen the other score. I didn't pay attention to the score board on the left side, so I wasn't entirely sure. I could have done the kill a turn faster if I didn't mess up that second to last turn where I spent my energy on things that weren't Hoarfrost effigy and couldn't play Hoarfrost effigy at the end. But the icicle held it over for the next turn, so we were fine in that regard anyways. So yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to be sitting comfortably in first place going into the next round.
Happy to hear it.
I think. I mean, we can see if Narninian pulls out an 8-turn boss kill, maybe you're behind, but I think it's unlikely. I don't know that any of these builds are going
very
to get
unlikely. But I mean, if he went for some, if he also went for things like Forever Flame, dupe the Offering Monument, maybe he can pull off multiple Frost effigies in a single turn or something like that, and start with like 500 Frostbite on turn 1 or something like that. It's not impossible with this seed. I think if you really focused around it, you could probably get like a 7-8 turn boss kill with Frostbite here on the Seraph. But that would require some very precise deck building.
The build I thought was super interesting. If you look at Gabriet's build, so Gabriet, he went with a triple Sap Totem build and got the -2 cost on units.
Yep.
Very, very interesting. He's the only one to dupe his Lodestone Totem that I saw out of all the players. So very interesting.
Yeah, my reasoning behind not duping it is just Lodestone Totem doesn't do damage, and you only need 1 to keep your stuff safe. Sure, if you have 3, nothing will ever hurt your pyre. You will kill every boss easily with like 30-40 sap on them. But you can get flying kills like this.
Very, very true. I think you could get a flying kill if you were just going pure Hoarfrost Effigy as your spell, and you're just spamming it. But I mean, if you're duping Lodestone Totems, you're not duping Hoarfrost Effigy. So
yeah,
I think it's
exactly
interesting. Well, very good. Time's almost out. I'm going to check in with some of the other players, and then good luck going into second round.
Thanks. I'm excited for it. So yeah, the next round will start in a little less than 20 minutes. It will be at 10 p.m. my time. So yeah. Well, let's take a look at what the other players built. We have looked at Gabriel's deck, Frostbite Tethys with Lodestone Totem. Lodestone Totems just kill everything. Like, you never take any damage if you're... Well, I guess you take some damage to the Scorchers because some of these things are a bit expensive to set up, but if there aren't any Scorchers, you can probably pretty easily cruise through the rounds with these Lodestone Totems, just zapping everything and dying to the Pyre, while Tethys is just there for boss killing, the Frostbite stacking up. That seems like a good deck. It just doesn't seem like a very high scoring deck, but a very safe deck. And as you can see, only 3 out of 11 people actually managed to beat Seraph at all. So Gabriel's choice for going with a very consistent, maybe not as high scoring, but a deck definitely powerful enough to beat everything the game could throw at you, with just stacking tons of zap and having Frostbite Tethys as a boss killer, seems to have paid off. Then we have Sanguine Penguin, going with the full Frostbite Tethys. Guard of the Unnamed, gaining 9 armor for each incant trigger is pretty insane. Maybe a bit unnecessary, but definitely fun. Endless Titan Sentry with Large Stone, probably being on a lane on its own. Offering Monument, always a great card. Oh, he found a Permafrosted Bone Dog's favor. That's pretty neat for healing up. It's gonna be very nice for scoring as well, because if you take damage and then Bone Dog's favor heals the damage, it counts as if you never took damage in the first place. Apparently that didn't save Penguin here in the second to last fight, where they took 45 damage. You really hate to see it. A lot of one-turn boss rushes because the deck was not really set up, meant to be set up on the bottom floor. This Guard of the Unnamed will sometimes die if you play him on the bottom floor on turn 1. He only has 15 health. You need to cast at least a couple of spells before he can really survive. Other than that, looks like a really solid deck. There's also Hoarfrost Effigy in here. Yeah, seems good. Hope it's a comfortable chair, Chris. So, Narninian didn't make it past Seraph. Lost and only did 6% damage to Seraph. This deck had a few too many units in my opinion. Especially the Wickless Baron didn't really seem necessary when I look at this. It doesn't look like a bad deck, except for the unit choices, I think. These are a bit questionable. Like the inclusion of Rules of Containment, considering he took Waxer Snuffer at the ends. Although with the Titan Sentries, that really should not be necessary. Flicker Slicker would have been great in this run with all the expensive Stygian spells we found, so... But at this point he already took 2 energy, Firebox and Forever Flame, so Flicker Slicker was probably a bit overkill there. He did go for some reform things. Harvest, I think that deck was just wanted to go in too many directions at once, Fatal Melting as well, to really be consistent and powerful. 71 damage taken on the Penitent fight. That's very painful, and probably what made him lose to Seraph before Relentless even started. Otherwise he would have dealt more damage to the Seraph here. But yeah, Covenant 25 is not easy. Hungry Gamer also made it to the Seraph. Also had a really rough Penitent fight. That fight seems like it has been hard for everyone. But me and Gabriel. Did anyone die on this fight? Nope. Nobody died to it. Hans Kruger did survive it, died to Seraph, as did Hungry Gamer here. Yeah, rough fight there. Anyways, looks like all the scores are in. Looks like the 10 people qualified to continue seem to be these we can see here on the first page. So yeah, now we're just chilling, waiting for the seed in the next round.